Well, I hope everybody's had a good week. It's been a long week, very long. But you know what? We're here. We made it. Glad to see everybody on here. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Salem. Hello, Sue. Wow, a lot of you on here already. Thank you very much. Yes, this week we hit 25,000 subscribers. 25,000, guys. And counting. We just crossed 25,200. It's unbelievable. Get the comments set up here. I don't know why I always have to wait for this. I shouldn't have to wait. There we are. All right. Yes, great to see everybody. It's been a crazy week in the stores as usual, so nothing out of the ordinary. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Sputter Spark. Hello, Marge. Hello, Tots Adventures. Do have to kind of keep up in real time, guys, so if I happen to miss anything at the beginning here, just go ahead and type it again so we can see it. We got to keep up with everything as we go along tonight. Just trying to keep a steady flow with everything. One thing I did want to mention today, again, thank you all. Thank you all for being part of the adventure on here. It's amazing how we are communicating with each other and making this adventure possible. We're saving people a lot of money on the channel here, and it's not just me, but you guys. You guys are communicating with each other. 25,200 subscribers, and we are all taking part in this big prices that keep continuing to rise. We are all helping each other. Hello, Crown Apple Kid. Hello. I almost went out to Jungle Gyms today, and it started snowing a little bit, and I was like, I better not make that drive. But had a lot of things I wanted to check out at Kroger Marketplace. We were able to cover a lot of items that you guys have been talking about. I know over the last couple days, we have had about 50 comments on dairy products and powdered milk, stuff, shelf-stable things. We saw a lot of that stuff today. A lot of the prices are going up on that. You better believe it. But at least Kroger Marketplace. That's why we go to Kroger Marketplace. As kind of a secondary video to Kroger for the week, mostly because it's something we can compare to, other than like Walmart and Target and Big Lots. Big Lots, I really, honestly, I don't know why I still go there. There are still people who shop at Big Lots. They had a 30 to 75% off deal at Big Lots this week. I know a lot of you guys were talking about it on the channel. I wanted to make sure and get up there to check it out. There's Jess. And it was weird how they had it all laid out. It was mostly items that they didn't sell for Christmas. Like some of the men's and women's clothing, I saw for 40% off. A lot of the Christmas decor stuff was 75% off. This is going on all throughout January. So if you want to check out your Big Lots, I think it's nationwide. Nothing really stuck out to me. We usually go to Big Lots to check out a lot of secondary options for people that aren't able to find some of these items in the stores. As you guys know, it's why we visit Family Dollar. Of course, me and Jessica shop at these places for other things, mostly things like clothing and cheap options. But, as far as, especially with so many people on the channel now, we're trying to keep up with inflation and everything else going on. We've had some interesting questions on the channel lately. Somebody asked me the question, what did I think percentage of groceries is up from last year to this year? Most of the comments, and I would say about the average of the numbers, because you guys know I love to do math. Judging from what has been in the comments and what you guys have talked about, I feel like a good average number would be 40% higher on people's grocery bills than they were last year. And that covers the entire country. I did a little bit of numbers. I do jot notes down from time to time, just so that we know what things were a year ago. Some main staples like dairy products, and different things. But, when it all comes down to it, most of the information that we get on here is from you guys and what you guys deal with and what we see across the nation, because that's how we're able to compare things. I don't want to get too far behind here. I like to keep up in some of the comments, but there are a few things that I did want to talk about today. One question that's been getting tossed around a lot, we have a lot of new subscribers, and one thing I wanted to say, for those of you who do not know, I have a bit of an eidetic memory when it comes to numbers. I do not write all this stuff down. I literally remember what these prices are. I know it's crazy, and I know, I'm glad that I'm able to use this tool to help people because it's my whole life. Everything I've always wanted to do in whatever job or anything that I've ever done is always wanted to help people, and being able to use this superpower, as some people call it, in the channel here and on here is amazing. I don't look at it as it's weird, like how I'm able to remember these things. It's hard to really tell, but that's what it is. I have a bit of an eidetic memory when it comes to numbers. I can focus on a number, and not just numbers, but I can focus on things and remember them forever. I remember people's phone numbers when I was like 10 years old. I mean, we've been getting a lot of comments on this. I just wanted to make it kind of clear for all our new viewers and everything. That is how I remember the prices. I can look at a price and I just remember it forever. I don't know. It's something that I've never really been able to explain that well. But that's just how it works. And it's awesome that I'm able to use this to help and benefit us in this time that we need it most. All right, on the comments here. I just wanted to go over a couple of those questions there. The whole memory thing I wanted to explain because it's not like I'm writing. I know some people say, do I keep a notebook? Do I do this? I do, but I don't. I take notes down of things, of events, like the eggs event going on. I wrote down the date of when it started. And maybe I'll write down the date again when it gets better, just for points of reference. And I'll write down dates on things. I know a lot of times I forget to say the date in the video, and that's just because I get involved in what, is going on. Tomorrow's video is a little longer than normal. It's about 30, I don't know, probably about 31 minutes, but I wanted to make sure that a lot more people means there's a lot more people searching for things. There's been a lot of empty shelves across the country and around here too. There's been a lot of bare spots, a lot of big holes that you guys may have noticed I haven't been pointing out as much lately because, we know it's there or not there. We know that things are missing. We're trying to find the things that people are having trouble finding in their cities. There's a lot of people who are very less fortunate that are reaching out to us, that are trying to find ways to save and everything else. And like I always say in the live shows and in some videos, it's not just in the comments here. If you see me talk about something that you haven't seen in the comments, it's usually because we've gotten an email on it. And if I haven't gotten to your email, I apologize, but we're getting 400 to 500 comments a day on the channel now, which, as you see, I can't respond to all of them anymore. I knew the day might come, and it has, but I try to get to all of them. I try to at least say thank you, and I'm reading your comments, but to answer all those would take me all day. When we were getting 150 to 200 comments a day, I was responding to all of them, and it was taking me hours to go through everything. So now, I'm pretty much just giving everybody a heart, letting you know that I care about your comment and that I am responding in a way. I have read it. So, and you'll notice too, when I show up at the store and I'm pointing out the thing that you asked about. We point out a lot of things today. I was glad to find a lot of things at Kroger Marketplace that we haven't been able to find in a lot of other places. Kind of went off in doing some other things that we don't normally focus on for a video. Happy Friday the 13th, yes. Same to you there, PM. Oh, well, thank you, Kathleen. That'd be nice. That would mean that we're reaching a lot of people. 100,000 people, 100,000 subscribers. We are reaching a ton more people than we have subscribers of. Everything you guys are doing, people are reading these comments, they're seeing where you're from. That's why I always say, put your city and state. If you're missing something, put your city and state. Don't give your address or anything like that. I've taken comments down where people put their address on there. Please do not do that. Like, just put your city. Put your city or your town, as discreet as possible. You don't want to put, you know, you don't want to put your home address on here. I mean, I just, and I know I responded to you and let you know what was going on, but, and I won't say who, obviously, but, if the more and more we let people know when there's something missing, and the city and or state, if you want, keep it quick. I don't, you don't have to write like a huge paragraph of which Walmart it was and all that stuff. Just as long as we know the city, right? If we know the city and the state, then we know that people that are coming in here that aren't subscribers, because we're getting tens of thousands of views a week. So, it's like, a lot more people are coming in and watching the videos that aren't subscribers. Also, and if you're doing that, don't forget to subscribe down below. Oh, let's see here. Hello, Wendy. For the future, hello. My Walmart looks awful. The dairy section is now filled with bacon and sausage. We've been hearing that more and more, not with Walmart per se, but a lot of dairy has been kind of out the door per se in a lot of different stores. Now, we haven't had too big of an issue of it. We did last week, where we saw a lot go away and then some come back. One of the big ones has been half and half. We've gotten a lot of comments on half and half, coffee creamer, heavy whipping cream, things involved with dairy. As far as milk goes, we had an issue for like the last week and a half, but we're starting to see it all come back in. Who knows how long that'll last, though. It's why we do this every day. And I know I sound like a broken record, but this is why we do this every day, so that we can keep up on these things as we go along. So hopefully, if we can help 20 to 30 to 100 people a day be able to find something, know what store is getting it in, then we have helped people. And that's the purpose of this channel. Let's see. Hello, Mad Hatter. Fort Wayne, Indiana. I got a friend that lives in Fort Wayne. Hello, Summer Lovin'. Never thought I would like watching grocery store videos, but I do. I try to add entertainment to it. Before me and Jessica started doing these videos, we did videos where our sole purpose was to entertain. Still information. We did a lot of food reviews, a lot of theme park reviews, a lot of other things that you would see a lot of other YouTubers do, which is kind of, I try to add a little bit of comedy, a lot of information, but I try to keep it entertaining. And I think that's why because I get comments like that all the time. People never thought that they would enjoy watching a grocery store video. We try to make it entertaining, as hard as that can be sometimes. Thank you, Fat Cats Heaven. Really appreciate that. I've heard Walmart eggs are actually from China. I don't believe that's true at all. I don't know. Especially with everything going on right now. For the future, hello to you. Hey, Lori. Winn-Dixie in Winter Haven, Florida was almost completely out of water and very little pasta. We are seeing no distilled water anywhere. Nowhere. I saw a few at Walmart, but I don't count that because chances are that was gone 5 minutes after I left. It's gone. I went to, let's see, was it Kroger? I think it was Kroger a couple days ago I went to. They had just restocked all the spring water, all the purified water and all that stuff, and the distilled water was not coming in. So somebody had mentioned that there's a distilled machine that you can buy on Amazon, because I know there's a lot of people that need distilled water to clean your CPAPs, different medical equipment, stuff like that. Some people use distilled water for your humidifiers. It's a very dry time of year. We have a humidifier in here. We use regular water. I mean, I don't see an issue with it, but I don't know. But it is an issue. A lot of people are looking for distilled water right now, and that's kind of, we're touching on a lot of these things. Pet food is becoming another issue. It still is around here. Dry pet food, number one. And it's kind of funny. Not funny, but, last year we couldn't find any canned cat food, and now we can't find any dry. Does look like some's coming back in, but not at a quick rate here. That is true, Marge. A lot of cities in Ohio do allow you to raise. Ohio's kind of funny about that. And you do want to make sure that if you do raise chickens, you want to make sure that you're allowed. Let's see. Pete 112 says Nicholsville, Kentucky, and their shelves looked pretty good, but they have everything torn apart. They are moving everything. It is that time of year. We have inventory and stuff like that in a lot of stores, so you're going to see a lot of things moving around. Some people even suggested that's what was going on at Target. That is not what was going on at Target. I've talked to a couple people I know who work there. A lot of stuff wasn't coming in. And what was coming in was basically being taken out of the back warehouse to fill a lot of orders that they had on their not click list, but the curbside pickup. And it could have been an employee issue that day. We're going to get back to Target hopefully here in a couple days and check out that situation. We had all kinds of comments on that. Oh, they're closing Target and all that. They're not closing Target, but I don't know. Seeing how the grocery stuff looked at Target, it didn't. You would think that, just by looking at what we saw, I could see where people would think that. Hello, Chris. Lorianne, hello. Happy 50th there, Christy. Happy birthday. I see on here, if you're not feeling well, I hope you feel better soon. So I do have to keep up in the comments in real time, guys, unfortunately. Dragon Lady says, Mid-Michigan here, local Walmart, low on baking supplies, flour shortening, cornstarch, etc. Been getting that, a lot of comments. I wouldn't say a ton, but we've gotten a few comments up in Michigan of the same type of things, baking things. And usually we'll find that when these kind of items are low up north in Michigan, coming down off 75 as you come through Cincinnati, we may be seeing some of these things here in the near future. But there's been a lot of comments on flour lately. Some flour I saw on sale today. There were some inconvenience stickers on some of the gold medal flour, and then there was another flour that I don't usually see there. They had an inconvenience sticker, but it's tricky with some of the inconvenience stickers because if they haven't had a product for a long time and then they just get it in, chances are they're not going to take the sticker down until it's coming back, until it's noticeable. Yes, if you guys know where to get those water, I know that the comment we got, someone had mentioned that it was on Amazon, and they had said that it's one you can keep on your counter for the water distiller. Sukasa Gushi from Apple Valley, California. Hello to you. Hello, Tanette. How are you? Madeline Claire Powell. Hello to you. Hello, Regina. I've been prepping for decades now. Well, you're good then. I got something to say about that here in a second too. Josh, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Hey, Danno, my sister Barbie works at Kroger's in Coleraine Township. She loves your videos. Can you shout her out? It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Barbie. Happy birthday to you. Thank you for all your hard work at Kroger. I know it's got to be rough. It really is. I know a lot of employees that work for many different Krogers, and I hear the same things. People leaving, people quitting, people taking 2-week vacations and coming back. I mean, it's crazy at some of the Krogers around here lately. Thank you for all your hard work. I try to thank everybody, all the workers at Kroger, and a big happy birthday to you. And thank you, Josh, for the super chat. So I got a comment today. Set this down for a second. I got a comment today of someone that got an angry look, right? Got an angry look for packing their cart with a lot of water or a lot of stuff, a lot of things. And then they get like these dirty looks. They get these comments from people like, oh, that's why we don't have no water, or oh, that's why we don't have no toilet paper. No. Don't let, and I don't know, maybe it's something that I've just been good at just blocking things out over the years, and maybe some people can't do that as much. But I don't care what people think. If I want to fill my grocery cart up with $1.50 cans of Progresso soup because it's a great deal and it's going to save me $200 in the future if I do, I'll do it. And I don't care what anybody thinks. I really don't. It's like, I think when you go to places like Sam's Club or Costco, it's almost like, you don't get people looking at you like that. I think preppers and people that stock on a lot of things get a bad name because you are preparing for the future and you are ones that are saving money. Like me, you are buying things to save money for your future. That is what me and Jessica do. That's what a lot of my family does. We've been raised to save money every way we can, and if we can save it on food and other things, we can spend it in other areas in life that we want, or if we need later in life. So that's just something I wanted to say real quick. There's been a couple comments on this lately, and don't let people, who cares what they think? If somebody says something like that, I would think in my head, like, well, okay, so next month when toilet paper's gone up $10 for 20 rolls, I hope you think of me when I just saved $45 by spending, or buying a few extra now. That's just something that I don't know why, I'll tell this story because I know we got a lot of new subscribers on here. And a lot of you guys who've been here for a while know this story, but I was at Target one time. You probably know what story I'm going to tell here. I was at Target one time and I was like an aisle over. I was filming the toilet paper sale that Target had. And I heard a lady yelling at this other lady. Now she had a good amount of paper towels, toilet paper, all kinds of paper products. And I heard this lady say like really loud, like I heard her loud and clear, and she's like, well, that's why we ain't got no toilet paper. That's why we don't have paper towels. You're buying it all. And I'm just thinking to myself, and the lady didn't say nothing. She didn't. She just went on about her business. I felt like going up to her and saying, like, good job. Good job by just being cool. Like, who cares what she says? People don't know what you're doing. Whether you're buying it for yourself, which, who cares? I'm completely fine with that. Stock up. As long as there's no limits on it, I guess. And even at that, they shouldn't be having limits on water or anything for that matter anymore. We should not be in this position. But I just thought to myself, like, this is the problem. People judge, right? We grow up, whether you grow up in school or, through school or church or other things, you're always taught not to judge people. And it's like, it just seems like more and more people just judge people before they use their brain. They're not thinking. They're not thinking that this lady could be buying all this toilet paper for her church or for some school or, it's like, and you just yelled at this lady for no reason, right? Because there's a situation with toilet paper and the media and everybody's got you thinking that this is the reason why all the toilet paper's gone. I don't know. And this was 2021. So this is a year after after toilet paper was coming back and all that. I don't know. I just wanted to revisit that story so that if anybody out there is judgmental, think of the other reasons and other things of why you should not be that way, and even if she was buying it all for herself, good for her. Good for her, saving money, realizing that the prices are going to be going up in the next couple weeks, right? Because that's what we're seeing. I don't want to go too deep into this because I don't like to get angry on these things, but it is aggravating. It is aggravating. We're seeing these things go up. Somebody left a comment today saying, can I ever title a video like, this is a great deal or blank, this store, is doing really well. It's not really the focus right now. It's not, and I would love to. And for some of the stores that we love that, where you're not focused on price and saving money, like maybe, I don't know, like Jungle Gyms. Jungle Gyms is a Cincinnati-owned business. It's not a place that we can really compare notes. However, you ever come to Cincinnati on vacation or something, which there's a lot of stuff to do here, visit Jungle Gyms because it is one of the most amazing grocery stores on the planet. I don't go there as much because there's nothing really to compare with a lot of the other stores across the country with the thousands of people that we have on here right now. That's why we go to the same stores, why we're able to compare notes in places of the best places that we can save. You know, and I understand some other stores, some farmers markets, sure, you're going to spend money. You're not worried about spending a couple extra dollars at your local mom and pop place or your farmers market, stuff like that, because you want to support your local groups. And I am 100%, I 100% agree with that. And I always get these comments, and why I don't do videos at mom and pop places because I don't want it to hurt them. I don't want these videos to hurt them because they are already struggling, right? Now I could go to the place where we get meat that most, I don't talk about because it's like their meat prices are very high. But I'll go there because they make great soups and stuff. It's a local place. And I wouldn't be able to really say, oh, well, come here. This is where you're not going to save money there, but you are going to be able to save, not save, well, maybe, help out our local stores and stuff like that, but our local supermarkets and stuff, mom and pop places. But I can't, it's like when they're selling toilet paper for twice of what it is at Kroger because they can't afford to get it otherwise, or banquet meals for like $6. See what I mean? Like that's going to hurt the store. So I would basically just be going there and just talking about their deli, right? Because those are the things that that most people or all people now shop there for. Delafeu says she's been stocking for 2 years. That's smart. Lori Kettering says, amen. People don't use their brains before they think. They don't. They don't. Yeah, they don't think. They just say things. People just say things, and they don't think of the repercussion. They don't think of how much they may have actually just hurt that person mentally. And really, I should have went up and said something to that lady because I felt bad for her. I was like, I don't know why I didn't. Sometimes it's best to just stay out of things. She was moving along. She didn't care what that lady said. She didn't even say nothing to her. So I was like, okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're hearing Christy couldn't get her paper towels on her delivery from Kroger. There's been things that we've been hearing about in deliveries online that have been issues lately. A lot of stuff with prices too. It's funny because I'll get a comment of something that somebody has saved through Kroger online, right? Doing an online order, and then the next comment will be somebody that that the product was more money online than it was in the store, and vice versa. Oh, that's all right, Tanette. Oh, well, that's more important. I'm sure you're happy he's coming home. Sandy says Target and Sam's Club also have the Charmin toilet paper on sale. Buy two, get $10 off. All right. There's also a sale going on at Kroger right now. Spoiler for tomorrow's video. It's certain. I saw it on Cottonelle and I saw it on Charmin. Buy two, save $10. So, and there are some select products like that right now at Kroger. Yeah, Tommy, sure. I mean, everybody's shopping for their stores and everywhere, and it's like if they're going to Walmart, that kind of tells you like a lot of the stuff. And it's funny because Sam's and Walmart are like the same company, but sometimes you find a lot of stuff cheaper at Walmart. And if I was running a business, I would have every price marked down of what it was, where, and how cheap I can get it. Just Joe says, I've been canning, dehydrating, keeping our pantry since I was 18. Built things up little by little over the years. We simply buy things on sale and replace what we use. That's very smart. Good to, yeah, so you know how to do it. You know, like if you got, like us, if we have like a bunch of cans and stuff, we know to pull stuff or just like at a grocery store, right? Like you know something's been there for a while, you want to make sure that you pull that forward and put the newer stuff in the back, so that it gets used. Yeah, Cindy Lou, that's gonna be an expensive Easter. Somebody was talking to me. Somebody who knew me from the channel today was talking about coloring eggs in the store, or getting eggs in the store for Easter this year, and I'm like yeah, there's a couple golden ones. Hey Connie, how are you? Yeah, I would get irritated too, Dragon Lady, especially if it's an employee asking me why I got so much. I mean, unless they're joking. Most people know me around here, so it's like I would they if they say that to me, they're just kidding. Hey, Victoria Neitzel. Hello, and Robert. Jo, I have noticed that myself, and really in the live show is the only time I would ever talk about that. I have been noticing a lot more angry people uh, at certain Krogers. I won't say which ones, but I've noticed that some Krogers there's been a lot of angry people, um, and it's like I don't know. It's hard to. I guess we're as many angry people as I see. I see a lot of happy, grateful people too. I will say that the employees at the marketplace seem like they are overworked because always see the employees that are always there, and I notice so much like when they're low, like maybe a lot of people didn't come in. It's like they always look kind of overworked. All the other Krogers I go to, they seem, and that's not everybody. That's not everybody, but I know a lot of the cashiers. The cashiers, if you ask me, that's the hardest job because you're dealing with a lot of angry people. I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of angry people that shop. As where there's a lot of great people. I'm not saying I know people get upset, right? It's like you can't, especially when there's an issue. We've had an issue where people are dealing with digital coupon failure, right? Whether it's our fault or whether it's their fault, it's something's wrong and it's got to get fixed. And I've seen things, where some employees don't want to help, and that's got to be, well, not that I've seen it personally, but I've gotten a lot of comments on here about it. And I can see where it can get frustrating. Digital coupons are a headache. They really are. I mean, we shouldn't have them. It's the way that we have to save today, though. It's what we have to do, unfortunately. But if I don't know, one of these days I'm going to come up with an easier way to do all this. I try to explain to everybody like the easiest way, like this is what I do. Okay, I sit here, not here, but I'll sit in the living room. We'll have the TV on, just background noise, and I'm looking. And I get on my phone and I'm just clipping all these coupons. Now I know a lot of you guys know this. I've already talked about it, but we got a lot of new viewers. So, and I'll get on the Kroger website and I will clip everything that I know me and Jessica are gonna need, and I just do that like maybe Thursday, right before I go to Kroger Marketplace on Friday, most of the time. And if not, usually we'll go on the weekend to do our shopping to at least get the deals and the sales that we're getting from Kroger, right? Because we shop all the sales, right? People ask how we save money. That's how we do. We know what we're going to buy. We know what we're going to do. I don't even write a list anymore because I know what we're going to do. I know what we're going to get. If we're going for stuff, Jess will write a little bit of a list sometimes, just like for like meal plans and stuff. But as far as the products that I know we're going to get, like, okay, this is a super deal, clip, clip, clip. Some people have said that there's a limit of like, I guess, I don't know. Some people have given some different numbers, so I'm not really sure. I've never clipped more than 50 items on the Kroger website for the coupons, the digital coupons. So I really don't know. But I've literally clipped. I feel like I've clipped more than that and never had an issue. Some people have had an issue, and if you don't have a smartphone, you can do the same thing that I'm doing. Just do it on your computer, right? You go and you just go on Kroger's website, the one that's linked with your Kroger account. Make sure it's linked with your phone number. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, but that's part of it. Because if ever you lose your card, your Kroger card or something, that's what you use to get the sales is your phone number. And it's just, it's an easy way to do that. If you're just hanging out at home, nothing to do, half hour to kill, some show that, you don't really care, just in the background. I just don't think about it. And then I know like the sales, like butter. Luckily, we're stocked up on butter. So, because $3.49 still isn't of the best deals that we've had on the Kroger butter. But it is $1.50 cheaper than what it is regular price now. So, something to think about. I don't know. Going off on a tangent there. Back to you guys. Jackie Hathaway, yes, digital is a pain. It can be. And I'll tell you what, I'm used to Kroger, trying to get used to Meijer again. Meijer is it's been years. Like I said, we've been seeing the Imperks kind of make a comeback at our Meijer. It hasn't really been a thing for a long time, not really great deals. Some of you have been saying that you've been getting good deals all along on the Imperks, so we're trying to work that out. It is a little more of a headache. Apparently, they've done away with the cards. So you either have to do it on your phone or you have to do it at home, but you can still link it with your phone number, right? So you can do it the same way you do it at Kroger. But it's like if you have a smartphone, they give you a special barcode and it literally links all your Imperks to that barcode. You scan the barcode, you're good to go. Still a little more work than Kroger though, if that is possible. I won't, Joyce. I know it can be a headache. Hello, Judy. I'm having trouble sending comments, then my comments disappeared. I don't know. I know one of our viewers, she said she hasn't even been able to comment on here. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe you might have an update. That don't do the update now, because if you do the update now, it'll kick you off. But when you're done, go to whatever app system or system you have to update YouTube. Because YouTube's had several updates over the last few days. I had to update. You guys remember they had the app thing that was down where I had trouble with the video, putting the video out the next day? That was the problem. The app was completely screwed up. They ended up fixing it. There was an update for that. Also, for those of you who are YouTubers out there, don't forget that there is a update to the terms and conditions on your YouTube channel. So you want to make sure that you'll have to agree with those by July 10th. So you got a little while. But if I were you, I know some other YouTubers watch the channel here. You want to make sure that you read all that stuff and agree to it, because in order to stay in the YouTube Partnership Program, you do have to agree to those terms. It also is part of the new ways to get paid on the Shorts videos. I don't do Shorts videos anymore, so it doesn't really apply to me. But Lori, I know you're on here. You probably saw that. You definitely want to agree to that. And in part of that, I know this is going to be something that affects a lot of YouTube channels. Not so much mine, because we don't cuss on here anyway. And that's something else real quick. Guys, really watch the cussing in the channel here, okay? If I see anything that's very vulgar, I'm going to take it down right away. I don't want to, because I understand it's a frustrating situation. You're letting out emotion. Lord knows off the channel here I let out enough emotion myself. But, we do have families that watch the videos here. Families watch us, and we want to keep it as family-friendly as possible. Just please, no cussing. I had to take a couple comments down today from some longtime viewers. I hate doing that, but again, we can't be dropping F-bombs and, some other ones. Just if you want to, if you need to, just do the, F asterisk star K or something. You know, I mean, you can do that. I mean, I'll leave that. But if you're spelling out the whole word now, and that's part of the new YouTube terms, is the whole cussing thing. And I do not agree with it. I do not. And, you know, you should be free to say and do whatever you want on your channel. You know, if you have it set up that this is not made for kids and kids over 18, stuff like that, you should be able to do whatever you want. You know, well, not everything, but I mean, like, at least cussing and stuff. Because I do, you know, I watch channels where they let it fly. You know, some sports channels, they let it fly and stuff like that. But, you know, not on our channel anyway. I prefer to just keep all the cussing out. Light cussing. I won't say the words or anything, but you guys probably know which ones are bad and which ones are okay to use. So with that, I just wanted to let you know, I saw you on here, Lori. Wanted to let you know that that is something that they have to do. Yes, Lori did already agree to the agreements. Yeah, I went ahead and did it too, because if I didn't, that would be in the back of the mind, and boy, you don't want to screw that up. And the faster you do stuff like that, the better off it's going to be. Zeffel, you know, $20,000 you can burn all this stuff. Actually, no, Jess would probably kill me, so. What, you don't like the army of Squishmallows up here? All the vinyl here that Jess makes a lot of cool stuff. Yes, Mad Hatter, yes, thank you very much. Everybody hit the like button, really appreciate it. All the little interactions help spread our channel out to the YouTube community. Everything you guys do on here helps the channel. The thing we ask is that, you know, when you're going to the grocery stores and you find a good deal, let us know about it. Always let us know down in the comments of the good, you know, there's a lot of bad things going on, but let's hear the good stories. Let's hear how much you save. We get a lot of good stories, and I love it. And I wish I could comment more on them. Unfortunately, you know, you guys know I'm really busy. We do this every day, and it is getting harder and harder to get to all the comments. Let's see. That's funny, Regina. There you go. I'll know what you're talking about. Well, Delafave, you know, there's things that you just have to do. I mean, it's like we're all on their platform, and I know it's like it sucks when we can't do things exactly the way we want to do them, and I feel bad for the people that have done their channel for so long that are going to have to rethink how they do stuff because of the curse words and everything like that. And you know, it's like it's why I try to keep everything as PG as possible, because they tell you that YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all this stuff is ever changing. Things are going to change always. So it's like, if there's something in the future that you think could be a possibility, it's best to just not worry about that possibility and keep that part of it out. But I still disagree with the whole cussing thing. I think that if that's part of your channel, that's part of your channel. It's just a social network. I mean, this should be, you know, I know people say freedom of speech and stuff like that, and that's great. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But remember, it's freedom of speech on a platform that is owned by a company, and a platform that is, or you know, on different channels. People do channels a different way, and it's their channel. Like, if you're talking about something that is hurting people on my channel, I will delete you in a heartbeat. Like, we get people on here where they're making fun of people or stuff like that, you're gone. So don't get on here and cuss at somebody or get angry with somebody, you know, and I keep up with the comments. I know who most of you are who have been here for a few weeks to a month to 3 years. So, I mean, you know, it's like I got a good idea. And you can always email me, too. If you're having a problem with somebody, I'll check it out and stuff like that. And we've had emails like that before, but usually it's, I don't know. Usually it's not that big a deal. Fat Cat's Heaven, thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Speedway Colombian Coffee gave me a super productive day. Can you suggest a comparable coffee from Walmart or Kroger? Well, Speedway Coffee kind of reminds me of United Dairy Farmers Coffee, but I don't know if you have UDF where you live. It's very similar in taste. It's another gas station that's in Ohio. Um, I don't know. I don't drink Speedway coffee much. The Colombian, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Folgers Colombian when it comes to Colombian coffees. That's what my mom drinks. That's what we grew up drinking. It's like that's probably Folgers Colombian would be my favorite as far as Colombian coffees go. Uh, I know my aunt and uncle they drink the Kroger brand. They were happy to find out about the sale on the Kroger coffee this week. It's $6.99 on the digital coupon, down from $8.99, which is ridiculous. That coffee's doubled in the last year. People were talking about percentages in this one comment today. They asked me, what the percentage of a lot of the groceries. Well, we talked about that for a second, but it's like I feel it's hard to really pinpoint groceries because when we have an event like eggs, well, if you look at eggs, it's up 400% at Aldi from what it was not even a year ago. It was 98 cents for 12 eggs, and now it's 4.11. So, I mean, it's like when you really start doing percentages of numbers, I feel like they're so far out there. It's hard to really like pinpoint it. I mean, you could do averages of like canned goods and stuff like that, but when we have events with dairy, cheese, dairy and eggs and stuff like that, meat, right? It's hard to really pinpoint what the percentages are, except for like when we saw these things happen last year with the meat. Like if we're comparing meat, we're seeing it go back up to what the prices were last winter. We saw as spring came around, meat prices started to come down, but now we're seeing them just go right back up. Well, but we are seeing more sales on steak and hamburger than we were this time last year. So that's something good. DJI, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Graham Marsden says, is there... I don't know what that means. Hello, Charmania. How are you? Danielle says, click the thumbs up. Yes, thank you very much. Well, that's good, James. So Just Joe is doing a massive canning session this weekend. That is awesome. NFO Bang says, I get my coffee from InfoWars. They sell coffee? Regina likes the Italian coffee. We saw that Victor Allen Italian roast yesterday at Big Lots. That one was okay. The other only one that I've tried was the donut shop, and I did not care for it at all. I mean, I've tried other ones over the years, but that was the most recent. Jackie says ShopRite is in Connecticut. Connecticut there. Yeah, there's ShopRites at a lot of different places. We used to have them around here too. We don't have them no more. James likes the chock full of nuts coffee. A lot of people, I know that's an older coffee. A lot of people have been drinking that coffee for years. It seems like it's making a comeback. It's getting a little expensive though. I mean, it used to be really cheap. Now it's getting up there. Kathleen Wagner went to Kroger, spent $283.82 for 84 items, but saved $99.44. No meat scared me to death. No meat in the store. Hey, Eileen. How are you? Eileen Thomas, how are you doing? Cheap Laugh Kennedy, hello. Can imagine grocery stores being fully guarded. or having certain access the way inflation. You know what? You might. I don't know, Cheap Laugh Kennedy, but I'll tell you what. It gets any crazier. Who knows? Miss Homestead, looking forward to the rice video at Lori's Thrifty Kitchen Pantry. Well, that sounds cool. Aura says whole chickens here in Washington State are $15 each. Yeah, that's interesting, Lori. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Are you making it in the Instapot? I know a lot of people have been making rice in Instapot lately. I've seen some recipes online. Looks pretty cool. We need to try it. You're right, Regina. They pretty much sell everything online. Sandra Davidson says, I got 13 items at Kroger today. No meat, $79.83 with digital coupons. Oh, that still sounds like a lot. The truth, you get this. Your channel was mentioned in Natural News. That's a big deal. Yeah, I read that. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. People are taking notice. It was at Yahoo News. We have an article. Alaskan Prepper mentioned us in one of his videos. Epic Economist mentioned us in another one of his videos. It's awesome. It's awesome that some of these bigger YouTubers and news networks are checking our channel out and seeing what's going on. I mean, it's really cool. Linda Farrow's daughter just bought a Bun coffee maker. Nothing like a Bun coffee maker. I don't know what it is, but it makes good coffee. They're expensive for a reason. Let's see. That says, I'm still selling my eggs for $2. Seniors buy them. I don't have the heart to raise the price. You should. You know, I know. Like, I saw the other day, someone was talking about having to raise their price because they sell for $3 a carton, $3 for 12 eggs. And they're going to have to raise the price because chicken feed has just it's doubled. It's like doubled. It's getting too expensive. I saw a 12 count of the Kroger eggs today, the brown eggs, for $8. It's, I don't know. Let's see. Madeline says, a lot of those channels are just hustlers. New York City used to have chock full of nut shops. It was very nostalgic, yes. For the future, I have started buying my snacks at Dollar Tree. They have a few name brand products. Much better deal than the grocery stores. Sometimes. I can understand buying stuff like this at the Dollar Tree sometimes, though, because it's like you're getting a pack, right? And it's like, if you don't eat much, like if you don't eat a lot of Oreos, right? And if you can buy a couple packs, well, you're going to get a few less than if you were to buy a pack at Kroger. But you're only going to eat like a few, and then like a week or two later, eat like a few. Then yeah, you might as well just buy them at Dollar Tree because you're going to save like $2 rather than buying the pack and letting them go stale or something. Or you can do like we do and put them in sealable bags, so they stay fresh. But yeah, no, especially with a lot of the prices going up on everything in the grocery stores, Dollar Tree, we are starting to find that, some of the stuff is better than it was. When Dollar Tree first went up in price last year, it was like, even me, I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is way too expensive. Like, it almost, like, kind of, I mean, the whole reason I was even going to Dollar Tree was for you guys. We got a lot of shoppers at Dollar Tree on the channel here. The only reason I would go to Dollar Tree at that point was to get, like, birthday wrapping paper, tape, stuff that's, and the Dollar Tree's good for that stuff. Like little Halloween stuff and Christmas stuff and bows and wrapping paper and cards, birthday cards, really cheap for those, and some cool ones. You know, if they were garbage, I'd be like, well, who cares if it's 50 cents for a card? This is terrible. But they're actually really cool, funny birthday cards. So, you know. Whitney L says, Danno, would you ever do a home tour? You know, we've showed off a lot of our place here. Um, Probably not like a play by play, you know, but I don't know. We are hopefully, we are, you know, we're hoping to get a house at some point. We've been trying, housing prices are still ridiculous, and now interest rates are starting to go back up. Um, you know, I won't go all into it, but you know, we're looking, you know, and it's like if we find the right deal, there is no right deal right now though. Like some of these houses are just ridiculously overpriced, and now you have you know, now interest rates and all these things are coming up. You have all these people that are trying to sell their house, and they're not going to sell it for what they paid for it. So I don't know. I don't know. Keeping an eye on it, but we're happy. We're happy here. So, you know, and we're not going to waste our money. We're not going to just buy a house to buy a house. We're going to buy the right house, you know, or whatever. You know, we're going to make sure that whatever we do get is a good investment. And you know, we need a pantry, right? I'm tired of having our pantry here in the war room. Got all the toilet paper in here we need. Zephael. Hope I said that right. We go everywhere. No, we go to a lot of grocery stores. No, I do. We do Aldi all the time. We did Aldi last week. Just go to our videos on our channel and literally just scroll up. You'll see we do all kinds of stores. We focus a lot on Kroger and Meijer for a couple reasons. It's two stores that we can make a lot of price comparisons around the country, but we go to Walmart, Aldi on a regular basis. Both these stores. We go to Target and some other ones. I hope to get some other places. Covered a lot of, I call them convenience stores these days because you can't call them dollar stores because nothing's a dollar. There are a few things at Dollar General still for $1. And I'll tell you a quick story, and I really, you know, again, live show, you know, you get a little bit more. I've been to Dollar General twice in the last, like, 3 weeks, and both days they were closed. Closed. The last time I went was just a few days ago, was when I decided to go to Big Lots. I was literally going to Dollar General, and it said that they were going to open back up at 4 p.m., and I was like, okay. Like, it's like 9 in the morning, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm out of here. And, but yeah, it's like the same Dollar General's been, now we have more Dollar Generals, so I'm not going to go to that one. I'll go to a different one when I go to one. But, yeah, it was kind of shocking, like 2 times in a row. And I like that Dollar General, but I don't know. No employees, you know, and they've got a sign out there that says now hiring. It's the same sign we've seen for the last like 2 or 3 years. I guess we're talking gas prices on here. Let's see, 349 in Indy. I saw it for 329. Now it was just 365 a few days ago. We saw it drop down to 355, and I was a little further out today and saw it for 320. The little further out we get, the little cheaper it gets. I saw it for 325, so I filled up. And yeah, I was glad to see gas come down a little bit. Oh, yes, Chrissy, this is our pantry. This is our everything else room. We did kind of rearrange our kitchen. We moved things around. We had this one thing. I had gotten this like art craft table thing for Jess. Jess does a lot of the diamond paintings. I think I've showed those off in some videos before. They're like, I don't really know how to explain it. She probably explained it on here better than I can. But they're like these pictures, and they're like these. They're not like real diamonds, but they look like real diamonds. And then you put them on, and it's kind of like a puzzle picture kind of thing. Really beautiful. But I got her this glass like art table for Christmas, And so when I built that, or when I put that up, we were able to take the one uh, table thing that we have, and we took a lot of stuff from the kitchen, mixed things out. Now we have like all of our canned goods and stuff organized on that and kind of like stacked up on top of each other. I know it's the small things in life, but boy, it felt like a big thing when we were able to move those things around. Good old Goldie, how you doing, buddy? Yes, that's another thing. We are blessed to have very good milk prices around here. I know I hate even talking about it because I know everybody else's milk prices are ridiculous. How we are able to, I know that we got a lot of dairy farmers in Ohio, but it's funny because 20 minutes north of here, milk's like 3.49 a gallon in the same Kroger. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what's keeping the prices so cheap here. Competition? We do have Meijer down the street. We have a lot of different outlets, a lot of different milks. Ryder Milk is pretty big here. United Dairy Farmers is probably part of it too. UDF is real popular for their dairy and ice cream around here in Ohio, so that's another reason. Strong competition with Kroger. But yeah, Kroger's has had milk here for $1.99 for a long time. Kind of fluctuates between $1.99 and $2.19, but we're blessed to have milk for that cheap. Yeah, I try to focus some on the West Aura as much as I can. I do know we have some Kroger owned stores out west, and a lot of the other stores that we've obviously there's Walmart out there. Um, Walmart, there's Target out west, but Kroger's does have a few stores. I think it's Food for Less is one out in California. Ralph's, is it Ralph's or King Supers? One of those is out there. Both of them are Kroger owned stores. Dillon's is more northeast. And I think there's another one. I think there's another one out there too. Oh, you'll love it, Jackie. Yeah, Jessica loves doing those. One of these times I'll show one of her pictures. Which she don't have any in here, but they're awesome looking. And yeah, having the glass table behind you, it's like an art table, kind of raises it. It's really nice. And she can clip these to the glass and then have the light shining through, so it makes it really easy to do it. Not like how she was doing it before, like flat on a desk, and having to do it that way. Crown Apple Kid, 319 there in Hamilton, Ohio. Okay, all right. Yeah, I know once we get up near Fairfield and that area, gas gets a little cheaper. That is true there, 3,100. People are spending more. I mean, and you do got to factor in some of those things. It's like if you're going to save, like, that's why I'll even say when we're at the store, like, sometimes, it's like saving a dime on something isn't worth going to another store, right? But if you're going to save, if it's something you're buying in bulk, or if it's something that okay, all these items are going to be cheaper at Target compared to Kroger. That's just an example. Literally across the street from each other. So it's like if I go across the street to save $10, I mean that's kind of a no-brainer. Like, and plus, and I know sometimes people just don't want to go to another store. I completely understand that. After doing this all day, the last thing I want to do for the day is go to another store. But Linda Farrow uses powdered milk. We go over a lot of different powdered milks in tomorrow's video. Like I said earlier, we had about 50 comments, maybe not 50, but a lot of comments on different like powdered milks and almond milks, shelf-stable milks, stuff like that. Go over a lot of that stuff at Kroger Marketplace. Again, if you're one of the ones that hasn't been able to find any of these, if you have a Kroger Marketplace near you, this is where I find them all. A lot of the little Krogers don't have the amount that Kroger Marketplace does. So if you have a marketplace and you're one of the ones looking for these, I would check there. Yes, Kathleen, Fred Meyer is a Kroger-owned store. I know a lot of people get confused when I mention Meijer because it is spelled differently. But some people get confused thinking I mean Fred Meyer. Yes, Albertsons is now owned by Kroger, but I don't. It's going to be a while before they get any Kroger products in there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Kim USA. Yeah, I know that's an issue. That's an issue. There, a lot of them are having trouble keeping employees. They hire and then they leave in a week. Been hearing that a lot at Kroger lately. Jessica's here, but she's tired. Yeah, yeah. It was. The weather here's been kind of ridiculous. Neither one of us slept well last night. I probably slept better than she did. But it was really hot. Like it got up to like 60 degrees and then went down to like 29 degrees overnight. So it was like burning up and then freezing. And it's like the weather in Cincinnati is just ridiculous this time of year. If you don't like the weather in Cincinnati, just wait 10 minutes. It'll change. Linda Farrow says Walmart and Amazon and mix half Walmart's low fat with half Nido whole. I did see some Nido at Kroger Marketplace. That was one a lot of people were asking about. Lovely Lyrics says, "Hey Jessica, with love." She might be. She might have been sleeping and just heard me yapping. Let's see. Cindy Lou says there's about $17 generals here. Yeah, we have a few. Some of the other ones I don't care for. Actually, there's only one I really care for, and that's the one that keeps closing. But we may have to go somewhere else. Sue Fox, hello from Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello, neighbor. Good old Goldie says, don't buy more than one Nido unless you try first. I've never tried it. I don't know. It can be hard to find. It has been hard to find in a lot of Kroger's. Kroger Marketplace is the only one I've been able to find the Nido. All of them have the Kroger dry milk, but a lot of you guys have said that it's no good. But I don't know. I don't know. James says, Jessica, try a shot of blackberry brandy. Boy, that actually don't sound too bad right now. I don't even really drink, but that sounds pretty good. Devil Fave says, I want to know how people can afford to go to Disney. Well, first of all, you gotta live in an apartment. You gotta save money like crazy. You have to start a YouTube channel and start saving every way you can on all the different sales, eating ramen noodles all year long, saving all your pennies, putting it into a Disney jar. And yeah, it's not easy. Especially now. Actually, I'm just messing around. There's all kinds of ways to save. We actually, if you go into like our earlier days, our earlier videos, that is one thing that we broke down is a lot of trips to Florida. Jessica has family in Florida, so we go to Florida every year, regardless whether we go to Disney or Universal. Um, but we actually break down how it can be very affordable um, if you save the right way and you plan for the different things that are to come, like eating and just everything. It's like if you plan right, you got to do the math on a lot of stuff. You really do. But yeah, if you look at like a lot of our older beginning videos, we go over a lot of ways to save at Disney and a lot of different theme parks. Oh yeah, Lori? Yeah, what's the temperature going to be there? 40? 40? Nah, I get it. I get it. I know. We've been down to Florida several times in the wintertime, and it's like me and Jessica are wearing, sleeveless shirts and shorts, and everybody down there is wearing bubble coats and, you know, big hats and gloves. It's like 40 degrees, and I'm like, this is spring. Crown Apple Kid, Danno, did you play the Mega Millions? No, I am counting on all of you out there that have. If you win, remember your buddy. No, I was gonna get a ticket, and I'm like, I'm so busy anymore. It's like, doing this every day and everything. It's like I have a regimen. I'm like programmed now to do this a certain way, and then I have my relaxed time, and it's pretty much everything is out until the weekend. So, is that tomorrow? I don't know. If it's tomorrow night, I may get a ticket. If it's tonight, I'm probably too late because 8:11. What do they draw that at 11 or something? I'm not one on gambling, but I mean, I would get a ticket if I was at like a gas station or something probably. But I don't know. What would you do if you won all that money? It's over $1.5 billion. I bet I could save a lot of hungry people for $1.5 billion. Because you know what? That is something, and it's the God's honest truth. I've always thought of other people ahead of me. Always. My family, my friends, everybody comes first. I think about myself too, but I mean, I always, no matter what I've ever done or had, I always try to help out others. Oh, PN112 says, I'll cut you in for half, Dana. Oh, wait. You have to play to win, right? Yep, you got to play. Eileen Thomas says, yes, Jessica, I understand. Try a hot cocoa, warm milk helps me. Yeah. That would definitely help me. She's been drinking some different teas. Jessica also quit pop altogether, and she's been drinking a lot of water. We both have. I quit pop too. And, just with the whole kidney stone a month ago and everything, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And don't worry, I will continue to point out prices of pop and stuff like that because I know everybody loves it. I love pop, I mean, come on. Ain't gonna lie, but yeah, it's bad for you. I mean, it's like I don't even want to drink like any Diet Pops because I hate Diet Pop. I really do. Sprite Zero is okay, but that's probably the only Diet Pop that I would drink. But we're trying to just drink water and some like iced tea and stuff like that, just really trying to get off that. And I think that's part of, because when you start drinking water a lot and you're not drinking pop all the time, you got to pee a lot, and that's part of why she's getting up in the middle of the night having to pee a lot. And it's good to flush the system because, with the kidney stone that she had and everything like that, and it sucks getting up in the middle of the night, but at the same time, you're constantly flushing your system out, which is a good thing. Yeah, I'm hoping so, Crown Apple. I know she doesn't. Jess has been off of it for a long time now. I haven't really said anything about it. But yeah, that's all she's drinking is water. Now that's great. I'm so proud of her, and and I gotta stick to it too. I gotta say, we had La Rosa's tonight, right? We had a treat. La Rosa's pizza is awesome. It really is. If you're from Cincinnati, you know what I'm talking about. La Rosa's is delicious. Some people are hit or miss with it. I know we've had family from out of town that didn't really like La Rosa's. They love Skyline though. But it was really hard not having a Coca-Cola with my pizza. Because I've always had I never really drank a lot of pop, but even drinking, yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really say that. There were times when I have, but it's hard to get used to not having a Coca-Cola with one of your favorite pizzas, right? But, the Powerade Zero worked good. Deborah says, how many rides? Again, guys, sorry if I missed your comments. I'm sorry. Do have to keep up in real time. I know I say that a lot, but if I miss it, you comment again. Hopefully I'll catch you here. Jessica's paying attention though, so. Dan the Mountain Man, what's up, buddy? Relaxing on my dinner break, listening to you and watching the snow fall. Well, thank you for chiming in, Dan. That's crazy. It's snowing down there. It's not snowing up here. We did get a little bit of snow today. right when I was getting ready to head to Jungle Gyms. I was like, maybe I shouldn't. Had to cover Kroger anyway. I was going to do 2 videos today, try and cram 2 of them in. Well, that's really hard to do. Winter's back. Yeah, it's like 20. I mean, I can see our windows are fogging up now because it's dropped. It was like 40 degrees earlier. Well, almost, probably like 38. Now it's like 20, 20, 22. Oh, so it's tomorrow? Yeah, I'll probably get a ticket. You know it, Brett. Who day? You know it. I'm excited. Julie says she can hear the snow ice hitting the windows. Yeah, it was sleeting here a little bit earlier. For the Future says, I love that pizza. Anthony says, yep, Tanette, the lower the better. Better odds with the scratch-offs. Oh, I see. Playing that. Okay. I had to go back and see what that was. That's the only bad thing about having to keep up in real time. If you guys are commenting something and I see that, then I don't want to miss what somebody else said. Sue Fox says, La Rosa's or Skyline or Gold Star? Yum. They tore our Gold Star down. Gold Star is no longer here. I think it's ironic that they had the Gold Star chili in the can at Kroger on sale this week. But yeah, our Gold Star's gone. So it's Skyline or, but I mean, there's other Gold Stars not too far from here, but yeah, I love La Rosa's. Boy, they were on point too. It was delicious. I got the little miniature deluxe, and Jess got a calzone, and they were on it. It was delicious. Lori likes a big old glass of ice cold milk with her pizza. To each his own, Lori. I could probably do that. I got an iron stomach. I could pretty much do that, I think. Give up the soda and fast food, and you will do great. Yeah, let's see. We did a roast. We had a roast for a while, so we had to make that. We did that in the Instant Pot. We try to eat all foods at home. What else just make this week that was really good? We went over to my aunt's house, and she had made tacos for the family. That was delicious. And what else did you make, Jess? It was really good this week. Something awesome. Can't think of it. Morpheus says Coke is the best. I would have to agree. I love Coca-Cola, but yeah, I'm done with it. Done. Jess has done amazing. She's drank nothing but water for like the last couple months. Dan the Mountain Man says, just a dusting here, Tennessee, North Carolina line. Getting a few inches. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, it must have like went underneath us. We've seen patterns like that these last few years. Because I remember, Jeff and Marie, Dan. I remember when they were getting snow down there in Tennessee, and we weren't getting anything. It was really weird. Brian Barthels from Wisconsin. Hello to you, bud. Deborah says, is it worth the Disney price if you're only able to ride a couple rides due to the waiting time? Well, I mean, it all depends. I'll tell you what, Deborah, you ever plan on going to Disney, just ask us and we'll tell you how to do it. you got to go certain times of year. You want to avoid spring break. You want to avoid summer altogether. Don't go during the summertime for 2 reasons. One, it's crazy packed. 2, it's ridiculously hot. I mean, it's insanely hot. You can peel the sweat off your skin. Most of you guys know we usually go in like September, October, where it's still hot, but prices are a lot cheaper because it's hurricane season. And that's a big one, unfortunately. If you go during that time of year, that's the cheapest it's going to be. Closer you are to the holidays, it's going to be very expensive and very crowded. But usually when we go, it's not that crowded. I mean, if we go, we can usually ride whatever we want. If we know that there's going to be a huge line, They have a Disney like Genie Pass that you can buy now. It's like $10 for the whole day, which seems stupid, right? But what's another $10 if you know that you're going to get ahead of the line? Like, I mean, that was a great deal, and we did go on a day when it was like we weren't going to be able to ride anything. And it was like we spent an extra $10 and we rode everything. I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent with that. But when you're in that position, it's like we wanted to ride all the rides, and spending an extra $10 made that possible. Yeah, margin. I haven't either. Lori, that milk and pizza, I've been kind of having that kind of swish in the back of my head for me. That sounds rough. That sounds rough. I almost want to try it now just to say I did. So you probably use I will say this. I feel like a lot of pizza in Florida. We've eaten a lot of pizza in Florida. The water's different. You'll see a lot of pizza places in Florida actually use different bottles of water because the water in Florida, it's not the greatest. And actually, if you live in Florida, you need to get some kind of like filtration system or something because the water, a lot of places you'll go in Florida, like especially like Central Florida, around Orlando, and like I mean, I've even noticed like in Sarasota, a lot of the water, like when you take a shower, it literally smells like a match. It smells like sulfur, like, and I know that is the smell. It's sulfur, and it's like it just drives me nuts. Like my aunt's house, or mine and Jessica's aunt's house down there, it's fine. They got some kind of like filtration system. I think all of them have it now. But I know some places we've stayed, a couple hotels, it was like, wow, like I thought somebody, like I remember my first time going down there, and it was like I took a shower in a hotel, and I was like, something is on fire. And somebody had told us, like, nope, that's Florida water. Laura says she loves, yeah, the milk's got to be ice cold. I used to drink ice in my milk when I was younger. I don't really anymore, but yeah, it is good that way. And yeah, the water sucks. Water cooler because the water is nasty. Yeah, it is. There's no sugar coating that one. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's why a lot of pizza places, you have to use water for the dough and to roll out the dough and stuff. So, it's like in everything, obviously, So a lot of places down there use different bottled water or if they have a filtration system. I know there is a place, speaking of Disney, there's a place at Epcot that me and Jessica would eat at for our honeymoon or our, anniversary. It's called Via Napoli. Not very expensive. Um, it's a huge pizza, and I think it's like just under $20. Might be a little over that now. It's been a while since we eat there, but they actually use different like expensive water, like that Perrier water for their pizza. That could be why it's so good. I don't know, but that pizza's fantastic, and really decently priced. That's another thing too. You ever go to Disney or something? Again, we have a lot of videos of different cheap, awesome places to eat. And every time we go down there, we try to do a video or two of some of the prices and things that we spent. Some things can get a little expensive, but you know what? That's what you save up all year for these kind of things. You do. It's like if you plan, you're going down to Florida once a year to spend time. We usually go during the time of our anniversary, and kind of lands on Jessica's birthday sometimes, and it's good to do all that down in Florida. We had an awesome time last time going to Universal Studios and all that, staying at Cabana Bay. And yeah, you do got to be disciplined. You do have to put a little bit of money aside every month to make sure you're able to do that. But see, like this time of year is when you want to start planning that because we just saw a couple deals, which I won't go completely into, but there are some really good deals for Disney right now where you actually get money back, and with Universal and some of their stuff going on. So these are the times of year right after the New Year's when you want to look, and it's good to just book something. If we know what the best deals are. So if you book it and you can cancel, right? If something happens, you're only spending 100 or two to put down on these kind of things, and then if something happens, you cancel and just get it back. So it's a Nothing to have to worry, because we did have to cancel one time. There was something that happened. Oh yeah, the pandemic. Yeah, that was a nightmare. Um, and there was something else we had to cancel. We had to cancel a couple days off of when Hurricane Irma went to Florida. It took us a couple days to get down there, but they were really nice about everything, you know. And I'll tell you what, down in those resort areas, you know, yeah, you gotta save, and they're not the cheapest. But when you start comparing some other hotels, and the longer you stay, you save a lot of money. You really do. Sputter Spark says, have you guys thought of traveling to Brooklyn, to Coney Island? I would love to go to Coney Island out there. We have the other Coney Island here in Cincinnati, if you didn't know. And it's very similar to the one, I mean, obviously the one in Brooklyn was first, but they built Coney Island out here in the late 30s, I think, early 40s, which now it's basically just a pool. I'd like to go, I want to go to New York. I've never been to New York. I would love to go see everything, everything. You know, I'd love to go to New York. Julie says bottled water. It all tastes like the plastic bottle. Andrea, you've been following us for a while, haven't you? Yeah, okay, so the playlist that we actually have in our videos on the channel is older Disney videos. If you just go through our videos and you could just type in the search thing on our channel, just search Adventures with Danno, Disney, or Universal, just type that afterwards, and all of our videos will come up. But we've done quite a few videos down there. I recommend watching the newer ones though, because the newer ones I'm a little better with the camera than I was a year ago or 2 years ago. Some of the older ones are hard to watch. All right, Dan. Have a good night. See you, buddy. Homestead says probably see you in town and never know, Tonette. Jackie Hathaway says, ooh, fried dough. Regina, love it. Fried dough sounds, I missed something. Yeah, that sounds great, whatever it is. Christy says, we saved, instead of vacation, we have 3 calves being delivered the 28th. Meat on, oh, that's awesome. That's great. Victoria says, Jiffy pizza crust mix is very good. Yes. Yeah, I've heard that. Jo says Dollar Tree has shelf stable milk. Yes, they do. We've gone over a lot of those at Dollar Tree, and yeah, those for $1.25 nowadays. That's a great deal. Matter of fact, I think they have the same Dairy Pure. It's not the same size bottle, or it's not the same size box as what they have at Kroger, but they have one that's I think about half that size for $1.25, and the one at Kroger is $2.99. So yeah, it's probably. I mean, I don't know the size difference. So, Linda Farrow says Walmart pizza crust mix is good. Also, yes, we've heard that a lot. Meat on the hoof is like money in the bank. That's right. Big Sissy Banana says that pesky pandemic. Yeah, I know. It ruined a lot of plans. James says, book on Southwest. Maybe you'll go in 3 weeks out. Yeah, no doubt. Julie says, I still make the Chef Boyardee pizza mixes. Yeah. Heck yeah. Cheap Laugh Kennedy. Inside your water heater rids sulfur smell and gives your water heater many more years of life. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because if we lived in Florida, that would be the first thing. Like, we'd have to get rid of whatever that smell is. Andrea says, you would love New York and the pizza. Oh, that's half the reason I want to go to New York. Matthew Shaw says pizza is a safer go-to for healthiness. Meat, cheese, vegetables, tomato sauce is not all that bad for you. Yeah, you really, I mean, as long as you're not gorging yourself on it like I do, uh, you get all four food, all the food groups. You can get all the food groups in one pizza. Linda Farron says we have amazing spring water. Good old goalie says left New York, hate it. Let's see. Everybody talking. Regina, anchovies in my fried dough. I don't eat it with powdered sugar like most people do. James Brown says. Yeah, well, got to be careful wherever you go. There's some places I wouldn't be walking around in Cincinnati at night either, and that's anywhere. That's anywhere. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought so, Andrea. Yeah, okay. I know. I wish I really, part of me wishes we lived in Florida. I love Florida. The heat does not bother me. I could live in Florida. I would. It'd be nice to be able to. I don't know. I'm not big on the cold. Not I don't know. I do. Part of me likes having the four seasons. I grew up here and everything, but yeah, I don't know. I can seriously see myself becoming a what do they call those, snowbirds in the future. Growing up, my pops used evaporated milk in his coffee, so when I was up at 5 slopping the pigs and feeding the rabbits and chickens, he would make my coffee that way. Oh, okay. It's hard to break habits, Regina. I completely understand that. Zephyl says, Adventures with Danno, can you sample shelf-stable milk for us and let us know what you like the best? I've had Dairy Pure before. I've had, and it's good. It's just good as any. I've had a lot of different almond milks. I've had the Silk almond milk, the unsweetened, and I've had uh, oh, what's that one? I've had the Simple Truth organic almond milk. These are almond milks, I know. I've had the Dairy Pure Life. We used to, so there was a place down the road from here that used to do that with coffee. That was their coffee creamer. And it was good. I mean, it was good. The coffee was always good. I was curious what kind of coffee mate they used, and it was Dairy Pure. And I was like, oh well, because I thought, you at first you think it's half and half, but you're like, no, it's got like a different taste. NFO Bang only drinks spring water. So, can you do reviews for BJ's Wholesale Club? I need to. I need to. I know there's one over in Kentucky. I gotta get over there sometime. Or says, I'm curious, what are those tube things next to you, Danno? These? These are vinyl. Vinyl. Jessica has a Cricut cutter. These are things that she can make designs and stuff. She can make t-shirts. She's actually made an Adventures with Danno t-shirt out of this stuff before. Uh, but she cannot mass produce them. So I am trying. I'm going to try and work on some of this weekend. I know a lot of people are wanting t-shirts. I'm open for ideas. It's really hard because it's like, once you said it, you said it. You don't want to change nothing. So, I mean, there'll be like an Adventures with Danno shirt, but I know a lot of people were wanting like a let's get to it, like what I say at the beginning, let's get to it, on a shirt, or shopping with Danno. That might be another one. But I just got to do it. I know this site I was looking at looked kind of screwy, and not screwy, but it's like I'm not very good with this stuff. I'll be honest with you. Like a lot of this, like I'm very careful with things that I do on the channel too. Like I feel like so far, knock on wood, I haven't screwed anything up. So I don't want to screw anything up, and it's like I don't want to mess up this. I need to talk to somebody. I actually have a buddy who does some of this stuff, so I need to get in contact with him. 18 count egg at Walmart for $15.36. Are you sure that's not the double? That sounds way too much. Because the double at our Walmart, I believe it was like $13. Because it went up. It went up again. It was 11 something, and now it's like 13.36. Let's see. Gorgeous Lady says, what will happen if a loaf of bread becomes $10 and $20 for eggs? Be a lot of people making their own bread and raising their own chickens, I would assume. There already are. This is already happening, guys. I mean, people are, the people who are doing all this are the ones that are not talking about it, right? Most people are already making their own breads and raising their own chickens. A friend of mine, raises chickens. It's kind of a little far out there, but I mean, we have other people on the channel here who are raising chickens. Like, you know what? Eventually, hopefully, nobody will have to buy them in the store anymore, and they can just, throw that profit away. Because I mean, that's, ultimately, that's what it is, right? I mean, it's like if things get too expensive, everybody just needs to quit buying it. Because if we quit buying it, that's what's going to drive the prices down. That has been the test of time for everything. It's like when people stop buying, that's how the gas eventually ended up going down in price back in, was it 2008 or something? People quit driving. People said, forget it. I'll take the bus, or I'll do this. I'll walk. And then what? Gas dropped from like $4 a gallon to $2 a gallon. It was $2 a gallon for years. And now, here we are again. And it's like, well, that's what we got to do. If eggs are going to be ridiculously overpriced, then unfortunately people need to stop just buying eggs. And when they waste them all and they're losing all their money, and there will be some things that go up in price because of that, other things that are being made with eggs, because they will just shoot prices through the roof where, okay, now it's going to affect other things that other companies are using eggs to make with products. It's going to cost them more money, and it's like a trickle effect. So we stop buying those products. Guys, we were talking about this last year. We were saying we all need to get more creative in our meals, and when these prices start as they continue to climb and get ridiculous, we need to get creative in the things we're doing. We need to make meals in a different way. We need to go back to the college thought of, hey, you know what? Ramen noodles and a chicken breast really ain't that bad if you season it up right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, these were meals I was making when I was 20. Like, I was like, okay, I have no money. How am I going to do this and still eat good and enjoy myself? Oh, I know. I'll buy a huge thing of these chicken breasts, freeze them as I go along, and I will eat this every day. Not saying you got to eat every day. As we get older, we think things, different spices, baking things, all kinds of things to make things better. You guys come up with some awesome recipes on here, and I know some of you that do this pretty frequently. A lot of them I've done. I know I don't talk about it too much, but I'll take something that I've done in the past. Like, you know what, that spice sounds pretty good. I'll add that spice to it. Really cheap meal. There's ways that we can save even more than what we're doing. Right, and it's like somebody made the comment the other day that fast food is the same price as making your own meals. It can be depending on how you're eating. But if you're eating right and you're eating smart, like, that's why we talk about Sam's Club and Costco. Like, if you buy a little bit in bulk, you're going to save a little bit in the long run. But I can understand, like, look at Kroger. Okay, now they've got their tube meat, the 3 pounds. You guys know I'm not a big fan of tube meat, but as prices continue to get ridiculous, that $9 for 3 pounds of hamburger sounds pretty good. And it's like, that's cheaper than Costco. That's cheaper than Sam's Club. I mean, Sam's Club is back up to $4.18 a pound, right? Costco is $3.98 a pound. So and Kroger is $2.99 a pound right now. So, I mean, you're saving more that way, right? So if we look at it that way, okay, then, And to be honest with you, Sam's is getting a little more expensive. With some of the sales that we're finding in other stores. I know everybody always thinks it's funny when I mention Target, but a lot of these things that we buy at Target, a lot of like jams and jellies and different frozen items and stuff. I mean, even Good and Gather, like the vegetables, they went up, but it's still cheaper than Kroger. Kroger's is $1.25 a bag, and Good and Gather is arguably just as good or better. So, I mean, it's like there are other ways to save. We just have to be smart. We have to shop smart. We got to think about it. This is why I do this, so that you don't have to think about it. So it's like, oh, okay, this has become a no-brainer. I can just walk in the store. Danno set the price. And I know it's different around the country. So it's like if you're in a different Kroger-owned store, most Meijers are the same, though. Most Meijer stores are the same. I notice, like with Chris on here, I know she shops at Meijer all the time. We have other people that live in Michigan that shop at Meijer all the time. A lot of the prices are very comparable. Some of the sales won't be the same, but the prices will be the same. And it's like, it's good to be able to compare a lot of things. But with Kroger, that's the one where we're able to compare a lot of ones that are, because Kroger's all over the country. I mean, they are. They're everywhere. Even Kroger-owned stores, Dillon's, King Soopers, Food for Less, Fred Meyer's, all of them. I mean, there's so many of them. But that's what we got to do, guys. I hate when I see a comment that you can't do it. Everybody can. You can. And again, it was what we were preaching last year is we got to get creative. The more and more things get expensive, we got to get creative in our meals, and you'd be surprised. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I think me and Jessica learned to cook like so many new, different, weird things last year that we're even doing some of them this year. We need to do more, add more of our little cooking things into the videos. Sometimes we're just both so tired and it's hard to really just do that. And sometimes we're gonna do it and it's like, something comes up and we can't. So I always like to try and have a full video to go just in case of that. But we need to do some more of these cooking videos. NFO Bang says, I have a question for everyone. Do you eat at Burger King? It's been a long time for me. Regina says, I watch for when goat cheeses go on sale and I use them on my pizza. Okay. Gives it nice and sweet. Deborah, we may all resort to dumpster diving. Hey, so it amazes me how much food we waste. It really does. I've watched some of these channels that you guys have recommended me watch. Excuse me. And some of them, yeah, they're ridiculous. Like, these guys jump into these dumpsters. They're getting like whole packages, like unopened stuff. I'm like, that's crazy. Why would a store throw that out? And then I'm thinking like, awesome for this guy, right? Awesome for this girl that has done this to stop it from being wasted, right? And I know it's like, some people are kind of, weird about that. But it's like, you know what? They probably have this timed out perfectly. They know when they're going to pitch that stuff. They know what day it's going to be. They go out there and it's like, more power to them. I mean, I thought it was awesome watching it. I'm like, cool. This stuff ain't getting wasted. You're taking this out. You're giving it to your family or your friends or, other people that, and you're telling them where you got it so they're not freaked out. Or if they are, if they just don't want it, whatever. But I mean, it's good. I think it's actually a good thing. It's weird, but. All right, let's see here. Hello, Edith. Let's see. They do, Blue Eyes. Yes, Aldi throws out a lot. Gorgeous Lady says, dumpster diving. Woohoo! Oh, Madeline, nope. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how long the stuff's been sitting there. And, they edit the videos in the way it's like, well, you're not looking at expiration dates or anything. I'm sure you probably are before you eat it, but, I mean, I don't know. Some of the stuff looked very questionable. But you know what? In a way, if it's true, right? Because a lot of that you don't know. You're dumpster diving, but are you really going to eat that after the show? I've seen some questionable stuff. And not just, I've seen that one, but I've seen some other ones too. And it's like, I don't know. Jackie says Burger King closed there. We actually have two of them pretty close to here. A lot of people are saying that Big Lots are closing around where you live. I guess they're closing some of them. They just opened a huge one not too far from here, a little further down the road. Not ours is a pretty big one too. I don't think that one's ever going to close. I mean, excuse me. It is true. The more you cook yourself, the more and more you're just going to hate fast food. I mean, me and Jessica cook all the time, all the time. And it's like, really, it's so hard. Like I don't really consider La Rosa's fast food, but it's still not as filling as like, or fulfilling as like a meal that you make yourself. I mean, it's pizza. It's good pizza. It's good to treat yourself. But yeah, it's cooking for yourself is way better. Rewarding mentally and physically. Yeah, you definitely got to be careful. I would never do it. I would never do anything like that. But it's fun to watch people do it on YouTube. But yeah, you got to be careful. You can get in trouble. I guess. I really don't know. Debbie and Scooter, she was on here before. She's doing okay. She's uh still kind of, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. Jess, how you feeling? She's been having to pee a lot because she's been drinking a lot of water. Sorry if that's a little. She quit drinking pop a little over a month ago, and it's like that's the reason why. But it's good. It's good. I quit drinking pop too, so we're both cleaning out our systems. I've been trying to do some walking. Get a little bit of exercise. It's hard. It's hard when it's free. It's like it was nice this last week and had so much going on. I do a lot of walking in the store. I actually walk in the stores for about an hour and a half. So it's like it's a lot of walking. It's doing my job here. But I mean, so it's not the same as if I'm like power walking or something. But yuck to dumpster diving. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I will tell you a funny story when I was younger, though. I was taking out a bag of garbage at an old apartment I was living in at the time. And I had my car keys in my hand with a bag of trash. And I launched the bag of trash, and my car keys went into the dumpster. Luckily, I had to jump in there and get them. Boy, did it smell terrible. It was bad in there. But luckily, I was able to just kind of hop in on this bag because the keys were laying right on top of a garbage bag. I was like, whew, glad I didn't have to dig for them. But that was the one time I had to dive in there. You're right, 54 Cal. Big Lots furniture is garbage. You are correct. Yeah, Deborah, I don't know. Like, yeah, if you're talking about canned goods or something, I would agree with you. But yeah, if it's meat that says it expired a week ago, I'm not. I don't care if it's okay to eat. I'm not eating it. It's just me. Oh, Regina says if you grew up shoveling pig poop, you wouldn't mind a dumpster dive. I hear that. Yeah, probably wouldn't bother you. Be like usual. Let's see. Angela says we used to go to Festival Foods once a week to get trash bags full of donuts for all the bears. But they also gave us meat, and that was still good for us. Okay, well that's awesome. Tommy Creamer says years ago my grandma and I went behind a pharmacy and got 15 bags of chips out of the dumpster. Wow. I know, isn't that crazy? I mean, it's just amazing what people throw away. Well, I don't know, Matthew. I don't know. Lori says she hardly ever goes out anymore. I am doing so many videos, I can't go out to eat. Well, that's good. Staying busy, you're eating healthy, and you're making money at the same time. That's pretty awesome. I don't think they sell wood furniture at Big Lots. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of it's wood, but it's cheap wood. My treat is Chinese buffet. We got a really good Chinese buffet across the river in Newport. It's a really good one. Ain't been there in a long time. Christy says, we have the only La Rosas in Indiana, and I refuse to eat there. It's nasty. All the cleanliness is questionable. Yeah, it's just a bad one. I don't know. Let's see. Victoria says, we cook, never eat out. Restaurant food isn't very good to us. Yeah, I hear you. Eileen says, Danno, have you checked out mobile homes? We love ours. Not around here. I had looked at a place in Florida. It was called Sun and Fun. I was just looking like, dreaming. And it's like a mobile, it's not a mobile, it's like a trailer. Okay, but it's not like mobile. I don't know. I mean, you could move it, I guess, if you had to. But it's a huge trailer. I had a dream of buying one of those and renting it out, and then just going down there and having a place to stay when we're in Florida. A little pricey, but if I rented it out and took care of it and everything, it would be well worth it. But as far as a mobile home, I don't know. Really focused on a house. So I want to have my own property. I need to have fire. I need to have a backyard. I need to have, a fire pit, a big grill, a big spit where I can have my meats cooking slow on the fire. I love outdoors. I've always been an outdoors person. I need that. I need that. Jessica said, my phone just went all whack. Had to restart. Couldn't see the chat or comment. That's another issue we're dealing with here. Jessica's phone is pooping out on her here. We may have to get her a new phone, unfortunately. They really get you with these phones. They really do. Because it's like, some of these phones, they're not cheap. They're not cheap anymore. And it's like after a few years, things just start messing up. You have that update, right? You have that one update and it just messes your phone up. I had an update. I've gotten used to it, right? But I had an update a few months ago and it like tore it was like so hard. It messed with everything. It messed with my camera. It messed with, I was using the Sony for a while. Messed with my different apps on here, and like those apps would have updates. Took forever for everything to like fall in line. Yeah. Yeah, we might have to get her a new phone. And that's the thing. It's like, every few years, this is happening. And it's like, it's terrible. It's like, I don't know, but this phone I have here, it's not that old. It's like 2 years old. It's a cheaper model, but I mean, it's not, it's pretty good. It's a good phone, but that's what it is. It's like they have these updates, and it's like these updates are meant for the higher up phones, and it's like they don't think about what it does to like a lower quality phone. This lower quality, as it cuts out on me. Yeah, that's crazy. That sounds awesome, Wendy. Grilling with Danno. Yes. I'll tell you what, guys, and that's why we need to get a house. Because we had like we are very there's no room in here. We're out of room. You guys see our videos when we cook. We have no room in the kitchen. Nothing. We made a little bit of room. We were able to, like I said, we moved that one area over. Was able to kind of fixate some things on the other end and able to kind of make a little bit of room. But I'll tell you what, we get a house, it's going to be a lot of different things we're going to be able to do. One thing I want is a garden. It's hard to do. And yes, I've done indoor gardens and stuff like that. It's hard. It is, especially because we don't have any room. People were talking about those totes that we got from Costco to make little gardens out of them. That's a great idea. It's a great idea. We have no room for it. None. Like, I don't even know where I would put it. Um, but, it's another reason why we need to get a house. I mean, I need some property so that I can grow stuff. We'd have all kinds of awesome shows. Grilling with Danno. Growing with Danno. It would be fun all around. That's awesome, Regina. I know a lot of you guys out there do. And, I've done some stuff here before. I've grown tomatoes and, some different things. But it is hard. It's hard to have the room. Like, I mean, literally, we're so crammed in here. We're hoping that we're able to just find the right deal this year. We want to get a house not too far from here. And it's like we don't want to pay, we don't want to be house broke because it's like these houses are ridiculously overpriced. Like way overpriced. I saw a house that was like $100,000 more than it was 3-4 years ago. $100,000 more. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not an idiot. If we have to stay here, we'll stay here. Because I mean, it's like I'm not overpaying like that, or I'm moving somewhere else. Like this, it's ridiculous. So Nam says, Danno does van life. Yeah, yeah. No, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, if we had a mobile home or something and then just bought a piece of property, that's something I don't think Jessica would want to do. I could do it. I could. That'd be fun. Danno purchased a duplex, rent one side, you just live on the other side. That would, yeah. I mean, it's something. It's something. I mean, if it came down to it, we'd have more room than we have now. I mean, that's it. Lyrics, not so much. Not so much. We've been looking. We don't want to go too far out of town, but yeah, I know what you mean though. Like if we go, if we go up near close to Dayton or something, it would be a little cheaper. I don't know if Jessica would want to move out that far, which isn't really that far, but I don't know. There is that big. We're just constantly looking. Joyce says you have probably bought that apartment 4 or 5 times. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. No doubt. Well, we were getting ready to buy a house and then the pandemic started. And it was like we should have bought then. We should have because prices were so low. And that was the issue. But not knowing what was going on, not knowing of anything, not knowing if we were going to have a job, I mean, there was a lot of not knowing, and that was the problem in 2020 was not knowing, and but that is when we should have bought, but you don't know these things. Looking back, 2-3 years ago, sure, it's like that would have been the time to buy, but hopefully here this spring or summer or, hopefully it's not moving fast enough, guys. It's really not. Like I thought it was going to be, spring was going to be the time, but either nobody's selling or the people who mistakenly or stupidly bought ridiculously overpriced houses. They spend a fortune on these houses and now they're never going to be able to sell them. So it's like we have two choices. One, we wait until the interest rates are so ridiculous, we're going to end up paying the same price whether we get the loan from the bank, right? That's why it's like, well, at least in the meantime, you save up as much for the house as you can while you're, because it's going to go one way or another. The interest rates are going to get stupid, which they are starting to. Or we're going to have to wait for some of these houses to get foreclosed on. I hate saying that, but it's like, that's what's going to happen. A lot of them are going to get foreclosed on. And this will be our opportunity to slide in and be like, oh, there we go. Like, you know, and it's going to be like that. Like, that's why I'm always trying to pay a little bit of attention, especially as we get close to spring, because I have a feeling that's when it's going to hit. I have a feeling there's going to be spots. It's going to be spots. It's going to be like prices, right? It's going to be like open spots. Like, now it's time to buy, you know? Yeah, Andrea. Yeah, we have to. Linda, how are the rents in your area? I don't like rentals. Like, I ain't gonna rent a house. I'm not gonna overpay. They're expensive. It's stupid, stupid expensive. I won't go into all the different reasons why, but I'm sure most of you know why. McMansions were all the rage then. It is banana. It really is. Metal Kicks, what's up, buddy? You should go to Tennessee when In and Out opens and do a video trying all the food on the menu. uh, I've eaten an In and Out burger in California. Sergeant Rocco, I had an old house. I inherited so much maintenance and repairs, and the neighborhood was sinking. I'm not eager to go through that again. I like calling the super when the something clogs. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, and that's the good thing about renting. If you have a good landlord, because that's it too. You know, you got and we got a good landlord and everything. Never had an issue with that. Um, and I hear you. Something breaks. You know, it's nice to have somebody else fix it. Stuff like that. Nice to have people mow your yard. I guess. You know, those are the things that I don't mind doing. I have a bit, not a super knowledge in a lot of this stuff, but a lot of stuff I've worked on houses over my life. I feel like I have a good general, like, I can do some of this myself, you know. But I hear you. It's, you know, I've known a lot of family and friends that have had houses and had some, you know, major issues with them and stuff, and they're happy. Some of them are happy to rent now and everything, and you know, it is what it is. And my thing with the whole renting thing is, boy, you know, it's a lot of money. It is today, anyway. Whoa. Gail Collier says, I bought my townhome in 2011 for 135,000 and my next door neighbor just sold for 300,000. Yeah, that's jeez. That's crazy. I mean, good for her, I guess. It's a two-bedroom, Andrea, which it's actually a decent size apartment, really. I'm not sure the square footage, but it's a good size. We just have a lot of stuff. We have a storage unit too. We got a 10 by 10 storage unit, which is pretty big. And it's like, we need to move some more things over there. We got it a few months ago because we had no choice. We were out of room. Oof. Pennsylvania used to be reasonable. Now rents one bedroom for 1,100. It's getting like that everywhere. It's getting like that everywhere. I don't know. I guess they're building an In and Out burger down in Tennessee somewhere. All right, Mad Max, you made it. Fortunately, we're about to get off here because I am exhausted. Tanette says, even in a small town, the rents are insane. Yes, yes, I know. A friend of mine was talking about a buddy of his that he grew up in a very small town in Illinois and how much he was paying. Like 1,300 a month for a two bedroom of an apartment smaller than ours. In a tiny town in Illinois. Like, I don't know. It's crazy everywhere. Can't get away from it. Okay. Everybody chatting with everybody. Love the lyrics. Dropped her phone. Okay. Regina says, when you own a house, everything is on you. That's right. That's right. And I would love it that way. Don't have to wait for nobody. Owning is work, maintenance, insurance, property taxes, plus payments. Sometimes renting is easier. Yeah. For as much as we pay in rent, though, is going to be what hopefully our mortgage will be. So it's like maybe less, probably less. And I would rather be paying into something that I own than something that I'm just throwing money away. But again, it does have its benefits. One, we have a really nice pool out there that they maintain in the summertime. It's really nice, really nice. And I mean, it's a nice place. This has been our home for some years now, and it is home to us. But we're just our issue is that we need something bigger. Victoria paid $32,800 for your house in 1990. Boy, I wish I could go back to 1990. We won't even be able to buy like a busted up house for that. We couldn't even buy a fixer upper for that price right now. I saw a fixer upper going for like $49,000. It needed a new roof. The foundation was cracked on the outside. I don't know. Sometimes the outside can look different. You gotta like check the basement and all that stuff. But just from looking from the outside, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. See ya. Like, cause you're gonna dump tens of thousands of dollars into something like that before it's even livable. And it's like, I mean, I did a rough math estimate in my head, and it's like, okay, for $50,000, you may have $100,000 house. That's okay, but I mean, and that's assuming that you're not going to have like other things going on inside. Martin says, do not go to any place that has an HOA. Yes. I'm always one to, I don't want to pay anything else back. I will pay off my loan of whatever I need to get a loan for, and that's it. Any other kind of assistance or anything else, they can kiss my butt. I will. That's the one thing I'm good for is I pay my bills on time. And it's like, I mean, it's anything that is offered with extra, and I understand like first time home buyers and stuff like that. I don't think that would really apply to us. Um, Mostly because again, anything that is, I'm frugal, guys. I really, if you haven't learned that from being on the channel, I am cheap. Like, I mean, cheap in the sense of I'm not going to spend an extra $700 or $800 on something. I don't care if it's 1 year or 10 years. It's even, I understand that if it's something that you have to, if you have no choice, but it's like anything where there's going to be tacked on prices and stuff like that. No, no, I'm sorry. I figure that out. Oh yeah, homeowners association. Thanks, Jess. See, that's why I need you on here. See, I was falling asleep. No, I knew that. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to be involved in any kind of somebody else telling me what I have to do or something like that. Like, yeah, no. Because, there's all kinds of things in that too. Like, oh, homeowners association. I'm not saying, so there could be some good things, but at the same time, you know, for just the reasons that I mentioned, you're not going to tell me that I can't have a fire pit in my backyard. You're not going to tell me that I can't paint my house a certain color, or I have to go through this company, right? No, this is my house. I'm paying it's I don't like, it's like one thing like if you buy a condo or something, I understand there are certain things that one person affects the other. Maybe the way the water system is worked out or something like that. I can understand that. But no. No, I ain't dealing with no homeowner association. The only president of the homeowner situation is going to be this homeowner and his queen in there. All right, Jess. Yeah, I'm getting off, honey. Guys, let's see. That's true tonight. Yeah, that's why I mentioned that. I'm not too sure. I don't want those things. I don't want somebody telling me that I have to do things a certain way. I will do them the way that we want to do them. And that's just me. The way if I'm going to spend the money anyway, it's going to be ours and it's going to be all ours. And that's just kind of how I look at it. Everybody saying goodnight, Jess. Yeah, we're going to get off here. That's interesting, Linda. She says, check out tax sales. My daughter got a home for $10,000 and they are remodeling it. All they have to pay is the taxes now. I'll have to look into that. I don't know. We're learning new things as we go along here. All right, Lori, have a good night. Thanks for joining. Tanette has a townhouse. That is a lot different. Oh, you guys are funny. Yes, guys. Yeah, sorry for everyone just joining here. We are about to get off. It is, Jessica says, have a good night. That is the sign. It is time to go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. What a good live show. This is really good. I can't believe it's already after 9. It's been 2 hours already. I knew it was going to be a long one, though. That's why I set it for 7 o'clock. Anytime I think the live show may be longer, I'll try to get on a little bit earlier. But, guys, thank you so much for joining. Have a great night, everybody. Do something fun this weekend. Go out with your family. Do something. Do something exciting. Go shopping. Go shopping. Save a little bit of money. Again, tomorrow we are at Kroger Marketplace. We do go over some pretty good deals and a lot of the things that you guys have been asking about. Hopefully they have them in your stores. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Always remember, the adventure is out there.